this was done like this. Okay. Let's look at Acts 15:20. Acts 15:20. We're going to come back to 1 Corinthians 7. Acts 15:20 says, "But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. For Moses of old time hath in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day." But I want you to notice and pay attention to fornication being connected to idols and from things strangled from blood. Idols strangled from blood, fornication. I want you to notice those connections. Now go to verse 29. Verse 29 says that you abstain from meats offered to idols. Remember that same word, idols. And from blood. There's blood again. And things from blood strangled, right? Fornication, from which if you keep yourselves, you shall do well, fare well. Fare you well. Now, my question is, it mentioned idols and things strangled of blood and fornication in the same context, right? Why didn't it say adultery? Why didn't it say lying? Why didn't it say murder? Why didn't it say theft? Why didn't it say homosexuality? Why didn't it say incest? I can go on and on what it didn't say. Why those three? Has anybody wondered why it put those three together? Okay, go to 21, chapter 21 of Acts and 25. I'm going to show you something. Acts 21:25. It says, "As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and conclude that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication." There it is again. Three scriptures I just showed you that made the connection between idols, blood, strangled blood, and fornication. There it is again. Those three connections. Now, right? Go to 1 Corinthians 5:1. And I have to build this up because I want many of you to see it in full view perspective. 1 Corinthians 5:1 says, "It is reported commonly among you that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as it is not much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife." Now, he said of this sort, one should have his father's wife, incestuous fornication. Okay. Now, before I didn't want to get to that one, but I wanted to show you that he said that one should have his father's wife. That's in Leviticus 18. You can read about that. But before I go to that one, I wanted you to see something interesting in the book of Acts. Now let's go back to 1 Corinthians 7. Okay. Now we can get into 1 Corinthians 7. And I want to break this down and take my time with it. But you just saw three scriptures in Acts that showed the connection between things strangled, idolatry, and fornication. Now, what is fornication? Some people say it's sex outside of marriage. That's not what the Hebrew nor the Greek defines it as. But I'm going to show you in full illustration what fornication is and where it came from. I won't say this is where it came from, but this is what the Bible is attacking and dealing with more than anything. So when we read 1 Corinthians 7:1, it appears to me, I don't know about those of you who can't read, but it appears to me that it is a continuation from a previous text. How do we know that? It says, "Now concerning." Now, the Bible was not originally written with chapters and verses and not even periods. It was all run-on. When they wrote in Hebrew and Greek, it was a run-on. There were no periods. They didn't put periods. Did y'all know that? They didn't put commas and they didn't do none of that. It was just script that was written on. Did y'all know that? So chapter 7 is not apart from chapter 6. One of the reasons we know that is because it says now concerning. So he's continuing like someone has a sermon and said, now let's get to the part of this. I say that now. Okay, so in order to fully understand chapter 7:1 in context, you got to go back to chapter 6. And this will come in connection to Acts that we just read. What did chapter 6 say? That is very important to understand 7:1. Well, chapter 6, if you go to chapter 6, if you read verse 9, it says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived. Neither fornicators, mentioned there, nor idolaters. There's the word. Fornicators and idolaters like buddy. They hang together. We're going to find out why every time you see fornicators, you see idolaters. It says, nor adulterers, nor effeminate. That's homosexuality. Nor abusers of themselves with mankind. That's homosexuality. Watch this. Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. Then it goes such for some of you, right? Now, let's get right into it, okay? Let's start from verse 13. This is what I want you to see, verse 13. Okay. Okay. Before we get to verse 13, I'm going to do a part 2 because I just want to check to make sure this volume is correct.